welcome to the W7W Podcast.
Oh, we're doing this now?
I'm
Hi.
Amy.
I'm Hunter.
Today is some day in January that we're not sure of.
It's the 8th. I was quizzing you.
Are you sure it's not the 9th?
I'm pretty sure it's the 8th.
Okay, it's January something.
The date will be on the thing. We'll have confirmed it by then.
Yeah, we were supposed to podcast last week, but it was New Year's Day, so that would make it the
Yeah, it was
8th.
Yeah, the 8th.
Is that what I said?
No, that's what I said.
All right, so why didn't we do it last week?
Because it's a holiday, and it was at least a little bit my fault because I didn't feel like editing a podcast on New Year's Day.
We thought about podcasting from home. It was also a little. It wasn't icy. It was a little icy on Monday.
Mm.
Not too bad though, because I came into the shop Monday morning
For what?
to get the phones fixed.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So what happened to you, and also to do year-end taxes stuff? Because I love that stuff. I live for it.
I know you do. You get a glow to you.
End of
when it's
month, end of quarter, end of year.
Uh-huh.
Yay, spreadsheets. So, what happened on Sunday? New Year's Eve, Sunday.
Yeah, so it's New Year's Eve, it's Sunday, and we were having a 2-day sale, end-of-year sale.
Yeah.
So that Sunday, I was scheduled to come in because I always come in. And I was also supposed to be joined by a couple of employees, but that was the day that we got hit by all that ice.
And it wasn't a bad ice storm. It just, there was some precipitation the evening before. And in Texas, everything just freezes to the roads. So,
So I mean, it wasn't too bad.
yeah.
For me, our neighborhood wasn't too bad off, but some other areas were hit a little harder, and as a result, neither of our employees could come in that morning. So I was, and completely understandable.
Yeah,
It's not
fine.
worth it risking your health or your vehicle if you're having to literally ice skate out of your neighborhood.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal. So, but I was up here by myself. And I get here and everything's okay, but then shortly after I open the shop, we start experiencing blackouts, like power would cut out and then come back on maybe a minute or two later. And it kept happening. It happened like 4 or 5 times in a row over the space of, 30 minutes. And then during the last one, and it didn't happen again after this last one, but during the last one, when everything came back up, it somehow knocked out the modem. And we use the same provider for both internet and phones. So when the modem went down, it took down both the internet in the shop and our phones. And it did not come back up the rest of the day. So as a result, I had to get out my phone and plug in a credit card swiping add-on to it. And I was basically manually entering everything with my phone and then doing credit card swipes with it.
Yeah.
All afternoon. So
That's
good times.
at least our point of sale system you can use it.
Yeah, we've got redundancies in
On your
place.
phone.
So that's awesome.
So in the meantime, from home, I was, texting him and checking on him, and he tells me about this situation. So I called the service provider, and they said, no, there's not an outage in your area. We can have a technician come first thing tomorrow morning. And I thought, that's great. Let's get it fixed as soon as possible. So Hunter didn't want to go first thing next morning, so I did.
I had previously scheduled plans for that morning.
Whatever those were.
If I don't go on my runs, I get anxiety, okay?
At a certain time.
I only have certain
day.
windows available.
So anyway.
My run days are Sunday and Monday because Sunday's a half day and Monday the shop's closed. So that's like when I can do it.
No exceptions.
No exceptions.
No exceptions. So
Because
anyway.
otherwise it's not getting done. Anyway,
so I came up on Monday morning and they never showed up. But You must have got the router working.
It wasn't anything I did because, I mean, I did...
Maybe they were able to reset it from their end because
all I know is that
it worked.
I even was looking up on my phone YouTubes on how to reset this router because I when I went to reset it, I unplugged it, the power, and the lights were on still. The lights stayed on. I was like, what is this witchcraft? But then reading up on it, it turned out it had a battery backup in place, and that thing was stayed on for like 8 hours unplugged or something like that.
Anybody who stayed with us for this long listening about us talk about the router situation, kudos to you.
Yeah, well done. Anyway, I figured out how I watched a YouTube and you could like remove the side panel and pull the battery out to properly reboot this thing. It still didn't come up though. It only had like the 2 lights on when it should have had a bunch of lights on. So
you know what else I did on Monday? Last Monday?
What did you do?
I set up our Woolfolk trunk show.
Outstanding.
Yeah, you can see a few of the pieces are here behind us, and they are lovely.
That was an abrupt moving on from router talk.
It's getting boring.
I know. Sorry, guys.
So, yeah, I set up the Woolfolk trunk show. They sent us several pieces, which we can display, and maybe I've been trying on a few of them. Until next, we're going to take them down this coming Sunday and get them ready to ship back or ship on to the next store that they're going to.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually have a few new colors. Hunter, why don't you show
Sure.
the new Woolfolk colors that just came in?
All right. These are some of them. This is in Far, their worsted weight yarn.
Which is what this cardigan is made out of. It's their worsted chain ply construction. It's really light and airy.
And it's unbelievably soft. Before we started carrying Woolfolk, one day we got this package in the mail, and it had, I think, 5 skeins of yarn in it, like one of all these different weights. And as soon as we opened the box up and picked up the yarn and felt it, we looked at each other. We're like, we have to bring this in. This is unbelievable. So that's when we started the ball rolling.
Mm-hmm. It's really soft and tinned, T-Y-N-D. Tinned.
I don't know. Some of these names, they have like accents. I don't know what the accents do. These
fingerless mitts are made out of the fingering weight for fingerless mitts. But it's so soft. It's like, it feels like cashmere, but it's wool, and it's so soft. That's also what this pullover tunic is made out of, and it's just so buttery soft. Why are you snorting at me?
Because I was like, she's going to say buttery, isn't she? And she did. Go on.
As is this shawl with a really, you might not be able to see it on your screen, maybe if you zoom in, and you can see this beautiful design. Buttery soft.
Next you're going to call it Luscious.
No,
okay.
That's the llama.
Yeah.
So, if you want to come and look and touch and feel some of these pieces, we'll have them on display this week. They're gorgeous.
They're pretty awesome.
Yes. Our next trunk show coming up is Round Mountain Fibers, so they'll send us some finished pieces, and we can...
That's going to be January 25th through February 4th. So, yeah, their yarn is in all these different fun colors. A lot of them are patterned after bird colors. So, yep, that's neat.
Yeah. It's a really fun one. What else is going on?
Well, we've got some upcoming classes. Let's see. We have, let's talk about the pixelated pullover class.
That's a fun looking pullover. I might put everything down and cast that one on. Jen's doing that one on Sundays, beginning on the 21st.
Yeah, now that's a 2-parter class.
It's a 2-part class, but we might stretch it into 3 parts if we need it. But it's before there was the faded madness, there was the pixelated madness, which is just a really cool transition. It's a neat sweater.
Very cool. And then we also, Jen is offering a toe-up sock class.
Yes. Yep. That's a 2-session class.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Two-session class. You can get toe up from the flow up with
Lord.
Jen.
Yep. See, I get an eye roll if I go there.
Okay, what else? We have the Japanese stitch knitting Bible. We sold out of pretty quick.
We sold out of a few different stitch Bible type
I think
books.
those are. I think they're trying to reprint those as fast as they can because they're sold out from the distributors too. But we were able to get a hold of a few more copies of A Stash of One's Own by Clara Parks. This is an anthology, several different essays from popular knitters and instructors and designers, people you've probably heard of, like Susan B. Anderson, Franklin Habit, Amy Herzog, Stephanie Pearl McPhee, Debbie Stoller, Meg Swanson. It's just a really fun little book about loving, living with, and letting go of yarn. So,
very nice.
A lot of us struggle with.
Yeah, we've talked about before.
Stitches.
We've talked about before, but I've heard some people talking about how really knitting and buying yarn are kind of like two different
hobbies.
Yeah.
There's the collecting side of it, and then there's. I don't know. I think there's always like possibilities. Like you buy this because you have an idea of what you're gonna make with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of possibilities. Yeah. So, do you remember what you asked for Christmas?
Yes, I do.
What did you ask for? He's hard to buy for.
I am a little bit hard to buy for because usually I'm like, whatever, you know. Y'all probably know somebody who's like that who, I'm fine. But as we were getting closer to Christmas, I kind of came to the realization that, you know, I was using Chiaogu needles for everything I knit. And I was working on a project where I had borrowed Amy's interchangeable Chiaogus. I was like, you know what I actually do want is a set of Chiaogu interchangeable needles. That would actually be really cool. So Amy was kind enough to get me for Christmas. Well, I kind of requisitioned them and took them home and said, Amy, wrap this please. This set of Chiaogu needles. I went ahead and got the full set.
That's a cool story, bro. But I was actually fishing for something else.
What were you fishing for?
A few weeks before Christmas, you said, I need a new backpack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wanted a new backpack. So we went to Academy, and we looked at the backpacks there. He didn't see anything he liked. And we went to, I looked at backpacks at other places, like Target or wherever.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see any that I really
He didn't see any that he really liked. So I thought, I'm going to get him a backpack for Christmas, and I'm going to get the shop logo on it, embroidered on it. So I was just going to go buy a black backpack and take it down to Initially Yours on Camp Booyah or wherever, and have someone else embroider West 7th Wool or something on it, our logo. But then I thought, that sounds really cool, and I kind of want one too.
Mm-hmm.
So I found a place that does them. You have to, like, a minimum order is like 25 of them. So I was like, well, maybe other people would like backpacks too. You know, they're to keep your knitting in. They're more ergonomic, so you don't have a big bag on one shoulder. And especially if you're like at a fiber fest and you've got a lot of stuff, a lot of bags, you can walk around with a backpack more comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
So I got some backpacks with our logo embroidered on them. And that was Hunter's Christmas present, but it was also his Christmas present to everyone.
There we go, yeah.
We also have these craft badges. These are done by the really cool people at Park Avenue Yarns, just south of Houston, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
They came up with this, and we saw these patches. They had them at their booth at Fiberfest last year, and everybody was like, "Those are so cool!" And you know, they make enamel pins too. So if you don't, these are sewn on. I hand stitch them on, but the pins are just enamel pins, and you can pin them on there. So you pick your craft, you earn your badge. Mine are continental, spinning, and socks, and you have room for other badges. I might put some pens on here, but yeah, really cool thing. And so a lot of our friends came down this weekend and bought them all. We don't have any left.
Yeah, Amy posted about the backpack on social media and then did a little video where she showed how much
you could, because
you
people
could
were like,
fit
how
in
big
there.
is it actually? What can you fit in there? I put my laptop in here. I carry that around in there and a couple of projects.
So, and after the post and then the video went up, folks kind of went into a frenzy.
Excited and they bought them all. So we are out right now, but I will order.
We're going to do one more
I'll
order.
order one more round.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be one more round, limited edition. We shipped a couple of them out. We're okay with doing that. Call if you want one, or come in.
Yep, that's no problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should have those.
So if you didn't get one this week, it'll take a few weeks, but I'll get some more.
Yeah, we are currently out, but
We are out.
2 or 3 more weeks from now, we should have more in.
Yeah. And what else? I think that was the big thing going on this weekend.
That was.
Ted's cast on party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I started.
Yeah, how's that coming along?
It's going good. I guess we're moving into works in progress.
Yes.
It's going good. Oh, well.
Oh, wait, let's do finished
You want me to
pieces
finish
first.
first?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. I finished Evelyn's little BB-8 cowl from the mustache yarn. So it's a sock yarn, but kind of like the sock head hat, I just made a cowl out of it. So it goes around her little head and keeps her little neck warm. And she likes it. The stripes turned out pretty cool. I was doing a sort of honeycomb type stitch with them, but I decided that just the plain stockinette works best. The colors pool nicely, and it worked out great.
Yeah, that's kind of like why I like some of the more interesting yarns in terms of color work, because then it's easier to justify just like doing socks, just going stockinette with it.
Yeah. I also did, I wear my little Converse all the time, so I like shorty socks. So I made some, this is kind of a different variation on the Rose City Rollers. It's called the Jelly Roll. And I used leftover yarn from a shawl, a 2-color shawl that I did, the pink Minarda from Suzanne Laviche. And so it's got some color work on it. It's got 2 little rolls. You could put more than 2 if you wanted to go crazy. And then it's got a color work heel flap. And then this part is really cool. It's like a color work ribbing, but what it does on your foot is it kind of, it hugs your instep so that the sock fits really snug on your foot, which is nice. So those are my Jelly Roll socks.
Yeah, I think those are really neat.
Yeah, I'm doing the regular Rose City rollers right now and some self-striping. And I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to put this ribbing on the instep around the foot on there because I think they fit really nicely. I don't know how they wear long term, but we'll find out. And the last thing I finished is this wrap from the Malabrigo silk Mora that we got in. And it's either a scarf or you can stretch it out and make it a wrap. If your shoulders get cold, you can make it a wrap. But what happened, Trish and I were looking through Ravelry on what you could do with the Malabrigo silk, what other people have done, and Shelley Branders did a really beautiful, she did this, she did this pattern for her Loops Club, and so we didn't have the pattern. I think you have to be in Loops Club to get the pattern, but so I just did a version that was garter and stockinette. Garter with small needles, stockinette with large needles, and when you do it that way, it kind of gives it its own scalloped edge. The garter with the smaller size makes it. This was a fun project. It was quick because it was on huge needles. I used Addy needles, which are metal, which this silk, kind of the first and last stitch, really slipped off of my needles a couple of times. It was very slippery, so maybe the bamboo or wood needles might, the Luca needles might be better for this. I'm not sure. But the other thing that happened is it snags a lot. But, so like if one of these got caught on your needles, this loop would pull out, there'd be a little snag there, but it pulls right back out, and then you can't tell. So that was a really fun, and it's light and airy, great for Texas spring or summer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like butter.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
That was all yours.
Troll game on point.
On point. Yeah, it's really nice.
Very nice.
This might have to be mine.
Yours.
Yeah. And then like instead of the shop. Like I share my things with the shop.
I give everything to the shop.
But I might steal it.
I give everything to the shop. You gonna write a pattern for that? You said you kind of did it yourself, right?
No, I mean Shelley wrote the pattern. But if you want, I mean, I'll help you with it. It's easy. So,
cool.
What do you got going on?
Okay, finished pieces. So, y'all know about that I was working on a sweater. It is finished.
It's so cute. It's so cute.
It is. Okay, before I go on, hold on. Shannon, if you or any of the other Rays are watching this, it's time to go. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
No, you're not.
Bye. Okay, so I was working on this because I was going to have it be a gift, but then I finished it, I took it home, and I blocked it, and it was laid out on the blocking mat, and Amy saw it, and she said, I would really like that for a shop sample.
So cute. Well, first I said, let's put it on the cat. She's so cute.
I was like, you're not doing that to the cat. And then she said, I really want it for the shop, to which I was like...
I said, knit me another one in white. Because they're having a girl.
I'm knitting another one. I'm knitting not you another one. I'm knitting them another one. So, this is the finished piece. And this is sweater part 2, electric boogaloo, which means we moved on to the in progress pieces.
That'll be cute.
Yes.
For the new baby. To
Yes.
have a sweater that her.
Yeah,
You're not.
It is.
Are you you grunkle.
No.
Grunkle.
No, it's a cousin situation.
No, you're grunkle.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
That grunkle hunter knit.
That's horrifying.
You're a granduncle.
That's horrifying. The dad, by the way, is like, I think he's less than 10 years older than me, okay, so, or younger than me. Anyway, you got me off track. I was going to say something
hunter.
else. Hey, stop that. Good Lord. Okay, so yeah, it was supposed to be a baby shower gift, and now we've just got word that the baby shower is, I think, 19
27th.
days away. Is that right? 19, yeah, today's the 8th. So basically, whereas I was done with this shower gift like weeks in advance, now I'm racing the clock. So it's on.
Yeah, welcome to
No.
most of our worlds.
No. Because I started this thing plenty in advance, and I totally kicked it out, and it was done.
So.
And now I'm doing part 2.
Sure.
This is so awesome. It's just the best, really.
Did you say part 2 Electric Boogaloo?
I did. I said it, and I meant it.
All right, so that's your in progress?
That is my in progress. I also have a sock in progress because I always have a sock in progress, but it is essentially unchanged from the last time y'all have seen it because I've been so busy trapped on Sleeve Island.
Yeah. My other in progress is the DFW Designer Collection. This month's knitting garment is the shrug.
What shrug?
A shruth. A shruth.
That was actually, I think that was a pretty respectable attempt.
It's Ted's shrug. Let's just
Ted shrug.
So it's got this cool cable pattern, and this is good. This is kind of wide right here for me. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. It has this really cool, you can put your hand through here, so it keeps your finger in place and your hand warm.
Where would your finger otherwise be going if it were not kept in place?
It keeps it keeps the shrug from riding up, I suppose. And it also keeps your hand down here warm. So that is in progress. Going to town on that.
Cool.
And I was here and we were knitting, and Ted was like, "What are you doing?" And, "Oh, you're using a cable needle." He's silly. So that got me thinking, yeah, you can do cables without a cable needle, so it's pretty easy. Yeah. The left leading cables without a cable needle are easier for me than the right. But it's all good. So that's what we're doing.
That ain't no hill for a stepper.
No. All right, and do you have anything else?
I think that's about it for me.
All right, that's it for me too.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.